Just before we get to Leo Molinelli, I want to talk about Rocco Romeo. And this is a message for you, Rocco Romeo. I watched you last year and I was so thoroughly impressed. I, after the first game, walked up to head coach Stuart Neely of the League One Ontario team and I said, Stuart, this young man has a bright future. This young man is going to be an unbelievable player for our country, Canada, but for his club, wherever he plays. He has the full package, the full deal. Once he told me his age, my mouth dropped. I mean, the way he was displaying his talents, the leadership role, the calmness, the professional way he went about his business on and off the field was unbelievable. And I talked to Stuart about him, and I learned more and more about this young man and what a great family he has and what an unbelievable bright future he has. So yesterday, when I saw that he had gotten a red card for a love tap, a slap, and you can go to my Twitter and see the highlights. Unfortunately, we're not allowed to play because of copyright reasons the highlights here tonight. But if you go to my Twitter, you'll be able to see that highlight there, that Rocco Romeo, yes, he shouldn't have did what he did by giving a love tap to the player, and the player went down like he was shot 50 times, and went down in unbelievable pain, went down as if he was never going to ever get up, and he would be out for a long, long time. And this is the play acting of Central American players. This is the play acting that we put up with as Canadians for years and years and years. Well, this message is to Rocco Romeo. Keep your head up, young man. We back you here in Canada. We back you. We back your head coach, Paul Stalteri, and all the young men there. Keep your head up. Your teammates are going to battle for you, knowing how this is a difficult time for you and for them. And watching what all of us watch back here, we know you made a small mistake. It shouldn't happen. We know that. We forgive you for it. But the play acting, the drama that Central American player displayed is absolutely despicable. It's absolutely deplorable, and it's disgusting. And I, for one, I stick to what I said on Twitter yesterday. I believe our Canadian coaches should start teaching some of this and should have started years ago. I'm not saying to teach them to, go down like a heap of bricks like that player did. But I think it's time, long overdue, that we start teaching some of these antics to our young players. Why not? Some have come at me on Twitter and saying, Anthony, we don't want to stoop to that level. It's cheating. It's this and that. Look, I don't condone cheating. I don't condone what they did. But once in a while, if our young players get tapped from behind at the heels, go down. Once in a while, if our players get nudged just on the shoulder and we're close into that box, go down. And why I say that? It's simple. Everyone else in CONCACAF has done it forever and ever and ever, and they've qualified for World Cups. They've qualified for all sorts of important tournaments. We sit back as the good old Canadians, and we take it, and we play the way we've always played, which has gotten us where? Nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. So my message is clear. What Rocco Romeo did, it's unfortunate. Yes, he shouldn't have did it. I agree. But it was a love tap. The referee that gave that red card should never, ever see the light of day to ref another game ever. Today, tomorrow, ever in that competition again. He should be suspended. His license should be revoked as a ref to ref anywhere. Back in his country, in CONCACAF, I don't even care if it's in Little Tykes League. He shouldn't be reffing, period. He's a disgrace to the refs all over the world. He's a joke. And to me, I feel sorry for this young man. This is hard. This young man is representing his country. He's at a young and tender age. He's trying to open up eyes all over for a possible move, who knows, overseas, maybe to play for Toronto FC one day alongside Jovinko and Bradley. And then this happens to him. Well, I'll tell you what. I don't know the kid very well, but I know enough from what I saw and talking to him. He's a standout individual. He's a wonderful young man, and he doesn't do these things, on a regular basis. He's a clean player. He's a player that loves his country. He loves playing for Toronto FC. Toronto FC were bright enough, smart enough, intelligent enough to put him into their academy, and they know what they got with him. So you know what? It's happened. It's done with. Don't worry about it, Rocco. We Canadians, we got your back, because in the end, it's a disgrace what the player did, going down as if he was shot with not one but 50 times. And it's a disgrace and deplorable that the ref makes that call. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. And that's why I've said, and I've taken some grief for it, and some people have agreed with me, that I've said this. Some of our young players growing up should start learning some of this. I'm not saying to do play acting at its highest level and give the drama like this player did, or like we see at World Cups from, I'll say it, some Italians, some Portuguese, some South American, Brazilian, Argentinians. We don't need that. But hey, once in a while, we need to teach our young players when we're getting close to the box or right outside the box and you get maybe touched from behind, go down. When you're maybe, winning a game and you need to kill some time and you feel someone tugging at you or giving you a little bit of extra juice to the hips or to the legs, go down. Let's teach that. I stand by that. Teach it. It's not cheating. It's part of the game. Go down. And don't get right up as good Canadians as we are. We always do that. God bless us. I talked to a ref in CONCACAF many years ago that says, you Canadians, you're too nice. You're too good. You get a hard foul. He says, and you come right back up. And I love that about us Canadians and the five of us, and even the Americans. But the Americans and the Canadians, we have to start taking a page out of the Central Americans, the South Americans, and the Europeans. When you're down, stay down. Especially if you're leading. Stay down. And relax and take your time like they do. It's as simple as that.